Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Fraser Field for Babe Ruth State Tournament. It's the 15-year-olds. It's the quarterfinal. And we're underway here. We had technical difficulties, but we overcame them. First batter, Mike Orlando, flat out to left field. The second batter, Travers Moody, hit a ground ball to second base. Second baseman had it for the easy play and then slipped and fell. Moody wound up second. Wound up safe at first. And Mike Piccolo, the center fielder, is now the hitter as he swings for the pitch that was up and in. And quickly it goes 0-2. This is Medford with a record of 2-2. Lynn with a record of 3-1. They battled through the pool playoffs to earn the right to play in the quarterfinals. And Lynn, with their 3-1 record, they're actually 4-0. They haven't lost a game. But they had an incident the first game of the season. They had the commissioner tell them it was okay to use a player from the heart. They used him. At the end of the game, the commissioner said, I made a mistake. He shouldn't have played, and they had to forfeit the game. Called third strike on Piccolo for the second out. Good curveball by Jake Peterson, who's on the mound for Lynn. So Lynn is actually 4-0. But for tournament purposes, they're 3-1. They get the home game against Medford 2-2. Pool play was everybody plays 4 games and then take the top 8, move on to the quarterfinals. Good curveball on the inside corner. Jake Peterson had a lot of practice this spring pitching for St. Mary's. He had some big games, some big wins for the Spartans, helped leading him to the Final Four. Started to pull the trigger and held away. This is, forgot to mention, this is Johnny Wright, the pitcher from Medford, so it's pitcher against pitcher here. Hit in the air, long run for the right fielder. Can he get there? No, it's foul. That was a long run for Jonas Augusti. So Johnny Wright lives to bat again. Swing and a miss, up and in, he chased it. So after an error, back-to-back strikeouts by Peterson. Leaves the runner at first, it reached on the error. And Lynn will have a chance to get on the board first. Very nice night here. Boy, thank God this place is all turf. The renovation, all turf, outfield, infield, foul territory, the warning track. Everything is turf. And it's a good thing because this being Tuesday, a week after the holiday, yesterday, Monday, was pouring rain all day. So you would not have been able to play today here if it wasn't turf. So Johnny Wright on the mound for Medford. He'll face Mike Domeno, the shortstop, leading off. Nate Coutone will play left field and bat second. Pitching and batting third, Jake Peterson. Nate Lee, the third baseman, hits in a cleanup spot. Catching and batting fifth, Kyle Doney. The extra player, and there is an extra player, they bat 10. It's not hitting for somebody, not a DH. You don't have to bat 10, but each team is batting 10. So the extra player is Andy Barris, batting sixth. Jason Avery, the first baseman, hits number 7. Playing second base and batting eighth, Jordan Rodriguez. The right fielder, Jonas Augusti will hit number 9. And Devin Duval, the center fielder, will hit number 10. So Mike Tombano will lead it off. He had a huge year for St. Mary's. He got one of the big hits against Mansfield in the 7th inning when they came back to win it with 3 in the bottom of the 7th. He knocked in the 2 to tie it. And that helped St. Mary's move to the Final Four. Hit off the pitcher's glove, slowing it down. Second baseman makes the play. Moody. So the play will go 1 to 4 to 3. Right, just get a piece of it, not enough to slow it down enough. So 1 out for Nate Cutone, the left fielder. On the inside corner for a strike. Nice little bunch of Lynn fans, people still coming in. Chased that curveball and swung right through it. So Wright gets his first strikeout. 2 up, 2 down for Jake Peterson, the pitcher. So once again, it'll be pitcher against pitcher. Slow ground ball to short. They have to hurry. It's bobbled. Peterson will reach with the error. Had to hurry, and it went off the glove right through the wickets. Peterson will be the runner at first. I was waiting to see if they had a runner for him. Nate Lee, the third baseman, will be the hitter. Let's see if they try to get Peterson in scoring position. As usual, action going off at Manning Field. We got early football practice. Hit straight up in the air. Second baseman settling under it. Moody will make his second play of the inning. So he gets an assist and a putout. The error doesn't hurt. So both teams leave a runner at first by way of errors. We finish an inning here in this quarterfinal state tournament game. Lynn nothing, Medford nothing. 5, 6, and 7 for Medford as we start the second inning. David Crohan, the third baseman, will lead it off against Jake Peterson. Little soft pop-up right over the shortstop's head. It looked like Tomato might have a play. It looked like it was going right to him. All of a sudden, it just floated over his head. And Crohan gets the first hit of the game. So the base hit puts the leadoff runner at first for Medford. Liam Powers, the right fielder, will be the hitter. In for a strike. Doney with a nice stop. The runner started and then stopped when the ball was in front of Doney. Low for a ball. Two on the count to the Medford right fielder. Actually, I don't know if he thought that pitch was going to break it. It was inside, way inside. It didn't break across the plate. He stepped back at the last second, took a swing at it. And it kind of evens it too. So Peterson got a little bit of help with that pitch. Foul tip goes to the backstop off the glove of Doney. Swing and a miss. So the last 3 outs have been strikeouts. 2 to end the first, and now the first out in the second inning after a base hit. Joe Mangone, the left fielder, or Mangone, I'll say it both ways.
Now batting from Medford, number 42, Jack Mangone.
Out at first base, he dove back and missed the bag. They picked him off. He dove for the bag and missed it, and Avery tagged him out.
Down in front. Down in front. Hey, Pat's going to make an announcement for all your real estate needs. Come see Bill Avery, Century 21.
So 2 outs and nobody on. Peterson with the throw, Avery with the nice tag. Crohan diving back, but came up short, didn't get to the bag. Chop, foul. Right to the third base coach. In first strike. On the corner, what a nice pitch. Picked that outside corner nicely. So he ends the second inning just like he ended the first inning with back-to-back strikeouts after the pick at first. Leon Elway is the head guy for Lynn. He's hoping he can duplicate last year when the 15-year-olds won everything. Won the states, won the New Englands, and went on to play in the Nationals. They'd love to do that again. They've got all 3 teams, 13, 14, and 15, that made it through the pool play, and the 14-year-olds will be here tomorrow night at 6 o'clock with a chance to play for the state championship. Because there are only 7 teams in the pool. Lynn, the number 1 seed, draws a bye, so they are automatically bypass the quarterfinals and go to the semis. So as it was for Medford, so shall it be for Lynn. 5, 6, and 7. Cal Doney, the catcher, will look to lead it off. He had a nice year behind the plate. Did a nice job behind the plate quite often during the season for St. Mary's. Oftentimes he caught his brother, Josh Doney, who had a great year for St. Mary's. Low and inside for a ball. So Johnny Wright starting his second inning. Off the pitcher, they're going to have to hurry. Nice job by the pitcher Wright to stay with it. He knocked it down, had to go get it, and he had to hurry to throw. He throws Doney out. Nice defense by the pitcher helping himself. So he got an assist on the first play of the first inning when he tipped it to the second baseman who threw the runner out. Now he gets an assist on the first play in the second inning. Tucking under that pitch is Andy Burris, the extra player. And again, we remind you, they can bat 10. They don't have to. It's an extra player, not an extra hitter or a DH. Down the way for a ball. Wide again. 3-0 the count. In for a strike. Take a good hard look at this one too. It's got to be a pitch he can handle. Chased that pitch. It might have been ball 4. That pitch was high. Hit foul. Pay attention before you announce. The payoff pitch again, up and coming. High for ball 4. First walk given up by either pitcher.
Now batting for Lynn, number 14, J.J. Avery.
J.J. Avery, son of Rich Avery, who was the monitor, the gatekeeper. He oversees this field and Manning Field during all the high school events and everything else that goes on here. He's got a job and a half. Taking over John Kasayan, who did a great job. We were worried when John Kasayan left who's going to be in charge. And it turned out Rich Avery is the second coming of John Kasayan, does a tremendous job. Hit in the air to center field, coming on. Making the play is Mike Piccolo.
Now batting for Lynn, number 2, Jordan Rodriguez.
2 outs, a runner at first. Let's see if they try to get the runner the second. We're going this far with a runner, 2 runners from Medford, 2 runners for Lynn. Nobody has attempted to steal second base. Usually it's automatic to try, at least try. On the outside corner for a strike. Bevis got a little longer read off first base that time. He might have been going. He has to dive back as they threw over. Got a decent lead. And he has to dive back again. Shorter lead this time. Missing wide for a ball. We mentioned Leon Elwell. His coach is Rich Avery, who we already mentioned. John Peterson, father of Jake, and Count Candelaria. Very short lead at first base. Hit foul back. Luckily that was a little bit to our right because that could have come right in my lap. There's no covering on top of the backstop. It's wide open and balls can come flying in. You have to pay attention. Waved at that pitch that broke down and away.
After 2, we're tied
So both teams have runners at first in each of the first 2 innings. And in each of the first 2 innings, they're left there. So still nothing to choose. We started even. We played 2 innings, and we're dead even. Lynn, nothing. Medford, nothing. Jaden Burns, the first baseman, will be the hitter as Jake Peterson starts his 3rd inning. In for a strike. Curveball just missed outside. Missed again. 2-1 the count. Bottom 3, 8, 9, and 10 for Medford here in the 3rd inning. Good pitch on the outside corner for a strike. The last 5 outs have been strikeouts. Sandwiched in between was that base hit that got picked off at first base. But taking into account the base hit, it's still 3 strikeouts in a row, 2 to end the second, 1 to start the 3rd. Ben Hickey, the extra player, is the hitter. Quickly 0-2. Swing and a miss with the curveball. Ethan Ramsey, the catcher, is the hitter. In first strike, Peterson's been ahead of all the hitters. Curveball drops down and in. Count goes 1-1. Hit to the middle. Domeno was favoring second base. He was shying over towards second. So the string of strikeouts ends at 6 as Domeno throws the runner out of first. First 1-2-3 inning for either pitcher goes to Peterson of Lynn. Six strikeouts, 2 each. 2 in each of the first 3 innings. For Lynn, it'll be 9, 10, and 1. Again, a beautiful night. It was extremely warm. Yesterday we had to wear a sweatshirt, bundle up a little bit. I got in my car yesterday, I couldn't believe it. It said 68. I said, it can't be 68. It's supposed to be like 88, 90, as it's been the last few days. I got my car tonight to come here. It was 88. There's a little bit of a breeze. The flag out in right center field is fluttering just slightly. Everybody with shorts and t-shirts. Well, it's a nice night here at the ballpark. Jonas Augusti, the right fielder, will lead it off. 9-10, and then back to the top of the order, Mike Domeno. Held up, but it was in anyway. The curveball broke in for a strike, right? Throws a nice breaking ball, as Peterson does. I think Augusti wishes that was strike 3. It went off the catcher. He'd be going to first base. Call, third strike. Both pitchers taking charge. That's 2 in a row for Wright. He's got 3 strikeouts. Devin Duvall, the center fielder, will be the hitter. Curveball over, but hangs high. Punches to first base. Easy pickings right there for Burns. Just a little punch in on the hands, just a little slow tapper. 2 up, 2 down. Mike Domeno hit one off the pitcher's glove, and the second baseman threw him out at first base, leading off the first inning. Squared like he was on a bunt. Third baseman Crohan came charging in. He took it inside for a ball. Lined in the center field. It's going to drop for a base hit. Domeno gets the first hit for Lynn. And for the third inning in a row, they have a runner at first base. They haven't been able to get him any further. Nate Cutone, the left fielder, struck out swinging. Here's one trip. Domeno's got a pretty good sized lead at first base as he dives back on the throw over by Wright. Still with a very good sized lead. And diving back again is Domeno. Cutone, I think, was squaring to bunt. I think he was just trying to bother the catcher and give Domeno some protection because he might be running. Again, a good sized lead at first base. Missing low for a ball. Domeno takes off, the pitch down and in. No chance. He got a big jump. Got a good pitch to run on. It was down and in. Ramsey had no chance to throw him out. So Lynn gets the first runner in scoring position. Comes with 2 outs here in the third inning. Swings through. Might have got a piece of it, tipped it right in the catcher's glove. He throw to second, it goes out in center field. They bounced it. Domeno will make it to third. Threw it in the turf at second base. It skipped out into center field. Piccolo had to get it and make sure he got it back quickly. So 90 feet away, Domeno looking to give Lynn a lead. Curveball just missed inside. Solid shot in the left field for a base hit. 2 out Lightning for Lynn. So Domeno's 2 out hit. Stolen base and the error on the throw. And the big 2 out hit by Nate Catone. And Lynn gets a 1-0 lead. Catone's got a decent lead at first base also. Down and away for a ball. Jake Peterson reached on an error back in the first inning. So again, it's pitcher against pitcher. Wright stepped off. Catone dove back thinking he was going to throw it over. He's getting a decent sized lead. Hit in the left field for a base hit. So after 2 quick outs, 3 solid hits. Nate Lee, the third baseman, popped to second base just 1 trip. Lynn's got 1, looking for more. 2 outs and 2 on. All of this after 2 away. Down and in for a ball. Hit the shot. They get the force at second. But Lynn gets on the board. 3 solid hits. The first by Domeno, the big 2 out RBI hit by Catone. Peterson kept it going with a base hit. So 2 out Lightning by Lynn in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Gets him a run at the end of 3. That run is the difference. Lynn 1, Medford nothing at the end of 3. Jake Peterson will start his 4th inning, and he starts it with a lead. His team has given him a 1-run cushion. It'll be the top of the order for Medford. Mike Miranda hit the first pitch he saw and flied out to left field. Wide for a ball.
Now batting for Medford, number 17, Mike Miranda.
Way up and in. No dove out of the way of that one. He just saw his life pass in front of him. Missing for ball 3. Miranda first gets the first walk given up by Peterson, leading off the 4th inning. Travis Moody, the second baseman, reached on an error. The second baseman of Medford hit it to the second baseman of Lynn. Rodriguez had it. He slipped and fell as he was trying to make the play. And Moody reached. He squares the bunt. That pitch was down and in. A tough pitch to bunt. And he fouls it off. Diving back at first is Mirando. Missing inside for a ball. Didn't square that time. In for a strike. Good pitch. 1-2 the count. Hits the curveball to third. They only have one play. That's first base. Lee took a look at second, didn't have a play, so he made sure of the out. So it's not a sacrifice by Moody, but it works the same. So the tying run is at second base. Mike Piccolo. It's the center fielder. Called out on strikes his first trip. Off the catcher, taking off. Now it didn't go. Now they overthrow everybody that goes out in the center field. Sliving is Devin Duval to save that. The runner went almost to third. Realized Doney had it stopped, looking to go back to second. Doney hesitated, threw it over everybody's head in the center field, but Duval backed it up nicely. The runner going back to second had to stay there. Swing and a miss. Waved at that pitch. That broke down the way. The good curveball by Peterson. He had Piccolo chasing. One, two, the count. Just reached for that one and tapped it. Trying to protect the plate. That one hit it. That one bounced off a couple of chairs on top of the dugout and wound up in the Medford dugout. Everybody thought they were going to have to chase the ball up in the seats. And it wound up in the Medford dugout. He hit about 3 or 4 rows up. Backed away from that pitch. Hits it to center field. Duval will make the play. Curveball was up and in. Piccolo backed away and just kind of punched it off his ear. So 2-away on the fly ball to center field. Johnny Wright, the pitcher, struck out swinging his one trip. And we got a convention coming up on the mound. And that usually means a convention in the outfield. And it allows the offense, coach, runner, hitter, to also get involved and have a meeting. So we get back to baseball. A leadoff walk followed by a grounder to third, now a fly to center. So 2 outs, a runner at second. The tying run at second. Johnny Wright could help himself get back in the game if he could get a base hit here. So pitcher against pitcher. Trot to third. They don't have a play. And they throw it away. They should have let it go. They had no play. It's a base hit and an error.
Now batting for Medford, number 16, David Cronin.
Just a little tap of the third. If they let it go, it's going to be first and third. But as it is now, it's a runner at second, and the game is tied. David Cohan got the first base hit. He went the other way with it. Just got a little half line drive, half pop up over the shortstop's head into left center field for a base hit. Down and in. Nice job by Doney to go get that one. So that's a tough play. Peterson had no chance to throw him out on that little tapper. The only thing he could do is let it go and hope it went foul or just stayed there. Just kicked out foul before it got to first base. Off Doney again, a pitch in the turf. He kept it in front and keeps the runner at second base. So Peterson had a run to work with, and a very gracious host, he gave one back. And ball four, second walk in the inning. Extends the fourth inning for Liam Powers, the right fielder, who struck out swinging. So Peterson had struck out 2 in each of the first 3 innings, and also got an assist when he picked the runner off at first. Now, the only thing he's done here in this inning has walked 2 and given up a base hit and given up a run with the error. Down and away for a ball. So he was coasting through the first 3 innings. He only faced 10 in 3 innings. Punch to short. Domeno will make the unassisted play. So we get the third out, but the damage is done. The leadoff walk hurt. It came around to score. So we're halfway through the ball game, and we're right back where we started, dead even. 1 apiece, Medford and Lynn, in this Babe Ruth State quarterfinal tournament. The winner moves 2 games away from playing for the state championship. So Johnny Wright on the mound is now back in the game. He gave up a run on 3 solid hits, 2 of them to start the inning. The 2-out hit by Cutone after Domeno got it started with a hit, a stolen base, and error on an attempted pickoff. Now Lynn has to go to work and try to get the lead back. The catcher, Kyle Doney, thrown out by the pitcher, his 1 trip. Hits the first pitch in the air to center field. Almost in his tracks, Piccolo makes the play. one up, one down in the fourth. We mentioned this is the quarterfinals of the state tournament. The pool play was you play 4 games, and you take the record and seed them off the record in the 4 pool games. This now turns into a 1-game shootout. Good curveball for a strike. The winner here moves to the semifinals. The loser waits to play high school coming up pretty soon, whether it's soccer, football. Hit in the air. The left fielder started back, now coming on, over by the line. Mangoni makes the play.
Number 14, J.J. Avery.
2 up, 2 down. J.J. Avery flied out to center field. J.J. bats right, throws left. Hit foul to the screen. Hit foul again. Welcome back to Fraser Field. We had another technical difficulty. We missed the top of the 5th inning. Jake Peterson struck out the side to keep it a 1-1 game. And now we move into the bottom of the 5th. Jordan Rodriguez struck out swinging his 1 trip. So we apologize to the Peterson family for not getting the 3 strikeouts. Yeah, that's ball 4. So Rodriguez draws the second walk given up by Wright.
Now batting for Lynn, number 5, Jonas
Jonas
Auguste.
Augusti, the right fielder, was called on a strike. Let's see if he tries to bunt. Pushes it down third, it's foul. He was almost looked like he was bunting for a base hit more than a sacrifice. Lynn got a run in the bottom of the 3rd. Lynn gave Medford a run in the top of the 4th, and that's where we are, 1-1. Diving back at first is Rodriguez, as Augusti was squaring away. Now he didn't square away. Makes the pitch up and away for a ball. 1-1 the count. The runner takes off. He got a good pitch to run on. They throw it in the center field, but he was diving in the second, so he can't go anywhere. Again, second stolen base. Got a good pitch down in the turf. Ramsey had no chance to throw him out. And now we're going to get a trip out to the mound. So Augusti's got a count of 2-1. Devin Duval, the on-deck hitter. In the turf, it's going to move the runner up. He missed the bunt. It went in the turf, low, off the catcher. The wild pitch is going to move the runner to third. So the go-ahead run at third with nobody out for Lynn. That brings the Medford infield in. Hit in the left field for a base hit. Another big hit by Lynn, this one by Augusti. So the walk hurts. Both teams have now seen their team get a walk and score a run. Lynn matches the run that Medford got with the walk, but now they take the lead 2-1. Devin Duvall. Safe at second base. So Lynn's got another runner in scoring position with nobody out for Duvall. Let's see if they try to bunt him to third. Mike Domeno, the shortstop, the on-deck hitter. They pop the bunt foul. One, two, the count. High for a ball. So the count evens at 2. Swing and a miss. I thought it was 2 strikes. I thought one of those pitches was called a strike, but it's not. So it's 2-2 now. Punch to short. They throw very close play at first base. Miranda with a strong throw. So Duvall doesn't get the bunt down, but it works the same. The ground to the short moves the runner to third with 1 out. Mike Domeno bounced one off the pitcher's glove, thrown out by the second baseman. He singled and he scored the run that was the difference in the game through 3 innings, gave Lynn their 1-0 lead. On the outside corner for a strike. Medford infield in. I don't think Leon Elwood will want anybody else up in this spot. Wide for a ball. He had an outstanding year with the bat and with the glove for St. Mary's. Starting shortstop as a freshman. That doesn't happen very often. In for a strike, it's 1-2. We're going to put the ball in play and give Lynn a little extra insurance. Hits it foul. Off to the left side. Hits it foul again off to the left side. Hit in the right field for a base hit. He does it again. That's what he did for St. Mary's. His second hit. So he's accounted for 2 runs. He scored 1, now he knocks 1 in. And Lynn has a little bit of breathing room as they lead it 3-1. Nate Cutone, the hitter. Domeno last time got a base hit and stole second before he scored the run. He's got a big lead at first base. So a solid shot into right field by Domeno. High and tight for a ball. Again, a good-sized lead at first base. Diving back. We're in the bottom of the fifth. Lynn has just broke a 1-1 tie, getting 2 here. A leadoff walk scored. The runner takes off. Again, easily steals second base. Four for 4 in stolen bases, Lynn. Nice stop by Ramsey, the catcher. Hutone struck out swing his first time, but last time with 2 outs, he lined a single in the left field. 2-out Lightning got the first run in to give St. Mary's the lead in the game. So he's 1 for 2 with an RBI. Hit up the middle, off the shortstop. That's going to score a run. Mirando tried to stop it from going in the outfield. Couton gets his second RBI. So Domeno and Couton combine again. This time Couton with only 1 out.
I know, I'm very. What is the next time doubting myself? Did I push it or not?
So 3 runs in. Jake Peterson has reached an error and singled. Diving back is Couton. High and tight for a ball. They throw it away. Threw it in the turf, trying to pick Couton out. He'll go to second base. Second time, pitcher tried to pick somebody off and threw it away. The last time was Domeno at second. He wound up at third, and Couton knocked him in. Couton knocks Domeno in. Now they try to pick Couton off, and they throw it away. Couton winds up at second base. That's going to get hit down in that grassy knoll behind first base. Still 1 out. Hit it well. Hit it right at the center fielder, over the center fielder's head. It kept sailing away. Peterson is in with a stand-up double. He helps himself with an RBI. Solid shot. It just kept going. Dead center field. And that's going to bring a trip out to the mound. So a walk, a single, a ground out, and then single, single, double. Lynn had 3 hits coming into this inning. Those were 3 hits in a row to bring in the first run. Now they get 4 hits in this inning, 3 hits in a row, 4 out of 5 hitters. They score 4, and it's now 5-1. Jack Mangoni is the new pitcher. I'm assuming that the pitcher right went to left field. Up and in to Nate Lee, swung right through it. We're all set. Phil took care of us. But we might have to come up with batteries for tomorrow. Okay. All right. The game is at 6 tomorrow. 6. The game is at 6 tomorrow. The battery just died. I guess the camera went out. We missed a half an inning. We got 1 inning out. It's working. I gotta go. The game is on. Just so you know. Solid shot by Nate Lee. Madrano saved a run by knocking that down. That was going in the outfield. That was going to be an RBI. Peterson winds up at third. So first and third with 1 out. So Wright gave up 4 runs that were all earned. Struck out 3 and walked 2. One of the walks scored. And now Mangoni tried to stop the bleeding. Caldoni is the 8th hitter. He's bounced to the pitcher and flies to center field. He gets the bunt down. Fair ball. He's safe at first base. The throw by the catcher. Tony won't get an RBI because it's an error. But you know what? I'm going to give him an RBI because they would have scored anyway because it's only 1 out. Perfect bunt. He picked it up right on the foul line and threw it to the right field side of first base, and the first baseman had to come off the bag to get the throw. So it's first and second to Andy Barris, who was walked and flied to left. Hit to left center field. That's in the gap. That's going to go all the way back to the fence. Around second. Heading for third. Diving in at third base is Barris with a triple. Second extra base hit. J.J. Avery is the 10th hitter in the inning. We still only have 1 out. In for a strike. Solid shot by Barris, went all the way to the fence. Both runners score from first and second. He winds up at third. And all of a sudden, that 1-1 tie coming into this inning, it's now 8-1. Lynn over Medford. Chop to first. First baseman to second baseman covering. Second out. Barris stayed at third. Jordan Rodriguez started this inning with a walk and scored the first run. So they batted around. He's the 11th hitter in the inning. In for a strike. Swing and a miss. Jammed him up and in. He swung right through it. Hangs inside for a ball. Hit down the right field line, slicing foul.
Get another chance now.
It goes to the backstop. The run's going to score. Hit the second base. And they'll throw him out.
After 5, Lynn 9, Medford 1.
So Lynn sends 11 to the plate. 8 of them score. Six of them with base hits.
Thank you.
And now Lynn has a comfortable 9-1 lead going into the 6th inning. Ten, 1, and 2 for Medford as we start the 6th inning. In for a strike. This is Carter Sharon hitting for the catcher. Ramsey, who was grounded out short to first. Two quick strikes.
Now batting for Medford, number 6, Carter Sharon.
Step back and hit that one foul up in the seats. Out of play. Low for a ball. Hit foul again. Each time he's swinging the bat, he's not stepping towards the pitcher, he's stepping towards the third base dugout. We got Gilly Galvo warming up in the bullpen. Step back again, swung right through it. So Pearson's back on his strikeout gig. He struck out the side in the 5th. Now he gets the first one in the 6th. 8 strikeouts for Peterson.
Batting for Medford, number 17, Mike Miranda.
In for a strike. Mike Miranda fly to left, walked and scored the 1 run that Medford has. Chased that pitch that was way down the way, needed a longer bat.
Thank you.
High for a ball. Swung and missed. He's running to first because he thought the ball was in the dirt, but it wasn't. Back in the groove. He struck out 6 in the first 3 innings. Six outs in a row by strikeouts through 3 innings. Now he's got 4 in a row. He struck out the side in the 5th. He gets the first 2. 5 in a row now. This is Emmett Chastain pinch hitting for Moody, the second baseman. Low for ball 2. On the inside corner for a strike. Down the way for a ball. Chased that pitch that was way down. Swung right through it. Chops it past the Medford dugout. The payoff pitch, way inside for ball 4. So that ends the streak of strikeouts. 5 in a row as he walks the batter.
Now batting for Medford, number 2, Mike Bigelow.
Hit in the air. Long run for the center fielder. Devin Duvall covers a lot of territory. That's the second time that Piccolo was flat out to him. Looked like he might have something going, but Duvall tracked it down. So Medford's season is down to 3 outs. And Gore will start an inning for the first time as we win the bottom of the 6th. That will be 9, 10, and 1 for Lynn, well on their way to staying alive in the state tournament. 3 outs away from moving on to the semifinals, which will be played right back here at Frazier Field on Thursday night. Slowly hit the shot, is bobbled. Jonas Augusti will reach on the error. Medford's made a few errors, helping out Lynn. He almost picked Augusti off. Devin Duvall bounced to first and bounced to short. Hits it foul. Down again in that grassy knoll behind first base. punches that one to second base. They only have one play. Up and in, he kind of got it off the fist. So again, it's not a sacrifice, but it works the same as Augusti goes over to second base, and Mike DeMano will be the hitter, the shortstop. They got him the first time. He bounced it off the pitcher's glove and was thrown out by the second baseman. Second time up, he singled and scored. Last time up, he singled, knocking in a run, and scored. So he's 2 for 3, scoring 2 and knocking in a run. He's a third of the offense. Way wide for a ball. Up and away. 3-1. The 3-1 pitch up and coming. Hits it foul to the backstop, and we go full. Hit foul off to the left side. Almost bounced back on the field. Wound up in the first row beyond the Lynn dugout. It hit way up in the stands, just bounced all the way down. And that's ball 4, so DeMano's on for the third time.
Now batting for Lynn, number 15, Nate Zone.
Hit the shot. They get one, that's all they'll get. So, for the first time in a while, DeMano and Cutone don't combine. Cutone had a game and a half too. They got him the first time. Then he singled in a run and scored a run. So he was 2 for 3 with 2 RBI and a run scored. He had combined with DeMano. Knocking him in twice. Hit foul. Peterson's having himself a game too. He's been on base 3 times. Reached on an error, singled. Last time up, he doubled in a run. Yeah, Jimmy Jennings running for him, scored a run in that big 8-run 5th inning. Hit to right center field. That's going to be in the gap. They hold him to a single. But that was a long single.
Now batting for Lynn, number 16, Nate Lee.
Augusti scores his second run. Cutone winds up at third. So it's now 10-1. Nice stop. Swing and a miss. Nate Lee popped the second, hit into a fielder's choice 6-4, singled and scored a run. So he's 1 for 3 with a run scored. Solid shot to center field. Almost in his tracks. Piccolo makes the play for the third out. Lynn is down, but they get another run on the big hit by Peterson. The error to start the inning helped. Medford down to the last 3 outs. 10-1 Lynn going into the 7th inning. We start the 7th inning. Johnny Wright, who was the pitcher, we believe he's now the left fielder, but they didn't give us position changes. They just gave us batting changes, and we would have got them anyway when they get up at bat. Good curveball for a strike. Peterson's finally trying to finish off a masterpiece. Didn't miss by much. He's given up 2 base hits. One was a little soft half pop, half line drive just over the head of the shortstop in the left center field. Domeno almost made the play. Swing and a miss, backing away from that curveball, swung through it. The second hit was that little tapper down the third base line that they should have let go, but they tried to play it and they threw it away at first base, and that got the 1 run in. At the time, it tied the game up. But Lynn took care of that with an 8-run 5th inning. Low for a ball. Hit off the shortstop's glove. That'll be a base hit for Wright. His second hit. David Crohan was the lefty that just tipped it over the shortstop Domeno's head for a base hit. And then he promptly got picked off at first base. Missing for a ball. So he's given up 3 hits and 3 walks. 6 base runners, spaced out well, and one of them was picked off at first base. It's going to be a double play. He caught, what a play by Domeno. It's an ESPN highlight. Crone thought he had a base hit. Domeno went wide to his left, dove, and picked it off the turf. And they turned the double play, and Medford is down to their last out. What a play by Domeno. So 6 base runners, and 2 of them have been picked off and doubled off. Hit to second base, and Lynn can officially celebrate as Powers grounds out second and first. So he gives up a hit, but Domeno with that outstanding play at shortstop turns the double play. Lynn will go to 4-1. Medford will finish the season at 2-3. Lynn will be back here Thursday night at 6 o'clock to play in the state semifinal tournament. Medford's season is over. Lynn got a run in the 3rd inning after 2 outs. Domeno got a base hit, stole second. When they tried to pick him off at second, they threw it away. He went to 3rd. He scored on Nate Cutone's single to make it 1-0. Medford tied it up in the 4th. Mirando drew a walk, went to second when Moody grounded out 3rd to 1st. A fly out to center field for the second out. A little tapper down the 3rd base line for a base hit by Wright. Peterson, I'm sure he thinks now I shouldn't have tried to make the play, but he tried to make the play. Threw it over the first baseman's head. The run scored. It was 1-1. That was it for Medford after that. After that run, they had only 2 base runners in the last 3 innings, and one of them was doubled up on a great play by Domeno. The other one was a 2-out walk in the 6th. For Lynn, they got all they needed in the 5th inning. 8 runs. An RBI single by Domeno, an RBI single by Cutone, an RBI double by Peterson, an RBI by Doney, 2 RBIs on the triple by Burris, an RBI single by Augusti. It was 9-1. They scored another run in the 6th. Augusti reached on an error, went to second and third on ground balls, and scored on a big base hit again by Jake Peterson to make it 10-1, and that was the final score. Lynn will go to 4-1. Medford will drop to 2-3. For Lynn, Domeno was outstanding. 2 for 3, scored 2, knocked in a run, and made that outstanding ESPN highlight play at shortstop in this last inning. Nate Cutone had 2 hits, knocked in 2, scored a run. Jake Peterson was on base 4 times, reached on an error, single, double, single, knocked in 2, scored a run. Nate Lee had a base hit, scored a run. Caldoni had that RBI little bunt down the first base line. I called it an error. It could have easily been a base hit. He scored a run. Andy Burris tripled in 2. Jordan Rodriguez walked and scored a run. Jonas Augusti had a hit, reached on an error, knocked in 1, scored 2. A great team effort. Outstanding pitching. Jake Peterson gives up one run unearned. Gave up 3 hits. One of them was that little dribbler down the third base line. Struck out 9, walked 3. One of those walks scored the 1 run on an error. But 6 base runners, he picked a runner at first, and Domeno doubled up the runner at first on that great play in the 7th inning. So Lynn stays alive in this now single elimination tournament. They move on. They'll be right back here at home. This being Tuesday, they'll be here Thursday at 6 o'clock for opponents to be named later when we find out who won tonight. But they win it. A big 8-run 5th inning breaks a 1-1 tie, and they win it by a score of 10-1 to go 4-1 and move on to the semifinals. We hope you enjoyed it. I'm Don Hoffman saying we'll see you next time.